I'm Corbett Wall with DVAuction, here with your feeder flash for Thursday, March the 7th, brought to you in part by Macrocin by Bimeda. Macrocin is a bold, straight shooting tulathromycin injection, or really a generic Draxin, that does what it's supposed to do for you, for your cattle, and most importantly for your bottom line. For more information, go to macrocin.com. A Plateau, that's probably a short-lived one, but so far this week we haven't seen a whole lot of change in the markets. Of course, we haven't seen any fat cattle trade to speak of at all, other than just in a couple of fat cattle auctions that we have up in the northern plains, but no direct trade to speak of, and that what little direct trade there's been has been so close to steady that we can't see any direction in it. Your board has been jostling one way and then the other, but we haven't seen any major moves in the board really. And your cash markets, of course, we're still seeing new highs posted all the time, but that's nothing new to us. We've been experiencing that all calendar year here, but nothing major other than a stick out deal here or a stick out deal there. Nothing really too major. And your real-time index for your 8-weight feeders, it's been pretty much stagnant, just hanging right in there about steady with where it was. So at these extreme high prices, having a nice flat spot here to rest on for a little bit is okay. We're good with that. Now your packers are desperately hoping for the board to tank this week so they can take advantage of it and either buy cattle lower or maybe even steady would be a victory for them. And of course people got cattle, fat cattle priced higher, and they're being very patient, and they're sitting back and waiting until the end of the week because they know there's not going to be any significant trade until the end of the week, so they're just going to hold off as long as they can. Hope that the board doesn't tank. Hope that the packers don't spur the board to tank. You don't think that would happen, do you? So that they can buy cattle cheaper, but we're hoping for steady at worst, a buck or two higher at best. Of course, our spot April live cattle futures are sitting at 187 1/4. Your most recent market was 183. So I think it'd be a good time to pick up a buck or two here this week. Your board has been very active as far as trade. Going up one day and down the next is no big change, but the open interest or the trading in there has hit a new high for 2024. So even though we haven't seen any massive swings one way or the other, we've got people in there playing, and that's likely why it hasn't fallen out of bed yet, because most of the people playing would be outside interest on the long side, because they're looking at tight numbers and bullish fundamentals, so why wouldn't they think that? But we had a little bit of a shake-up in social media that happened on Wednesday. I'm sure some of you saw it, but it was a tweet that was getting floated around the cattle community by Thomas Massey of Kentucky, and it was talking about the omnibus bill, which they're wanting to get that big spending bill pushed through here. The Democrats are, so that we don't have a government shutdown again. We won't have another government shutdown. It's just the threat of it that they, is freaking everybody out. But Thomas Massey was saying in there, which he was right, that one of the things that he noticed in there that there was $15 million appropriated for electronic tracking of cattle in the U.S. Now, a couple of months ago, whenever NCBA was trying to push this through at their convention, they were calling it disease traceability. Oh, we got to get disease traceability, but the money that was appropriated to help pay for tags and things like this in the omnibus bill was $15 million, and they were calling it electronic tracking of cattle. Well, that doesn't sound quite so user-friendly, but that was money that was in that bill, and that was before, and we're assuming that National Corporate Beef Association will not be actively trying to push any more of that at the present time, because they do not have policy for it, and they're only supposed to push for policy. You remember we got that deal knocked down in Orlando, and so this was kind of much ado about nothing really, about that stink that was kind of raised up because of that tweet that come out, and then it was shared to me several times, and I'm sure you guys saw it too. But I don't think anything really has changed. They were just looking through that omnibus bill, and I'm sure there's lots and lots of earmarks for lots of wasteful spending in there. But don't forget about our Punchy Pick of the Month contest, guys. We're back on track with that. We never really were off. We just had a lot of punchy picks that was lost in spam there. But send us your punchy picks. Remember how to do it. You know, you take a snap with your cell phone. It's just something that happened out in the day. We don't want any posing. We didn't want anything like that. We just want something that's punchy in your daily activities. Send that punchy pick to punchy@nationalbeefwire.com, and you're automatically entered to win the big prize, which is really cool swag from Beaver Feed Company in Beaver, Oklahoma, and Beaver County Stockyards in Beaver, Oklahoma, and then the whole case of Fairpiece, that revolutionary product that's scientifically proven there. And if I can remember to do it, I'm going to attach a video with testimonials from Fairpiece at the conclusion of this feeder flash video here. Let's talk about your board on Wednesday. April live cattle futures down 75 cents at 187 1/4. June down 1/4 at 183.27. Back months were all down from 22 cents to 107, but not terrible. Probably bounce right back. March feeder cattle down 127 at 250 102. That is still a premium of a couple dollars, $2.50 to what a real-time index is, and more than that to what the latest CME cash feeder cattle index is. So it's still laying ahead there. April's all the way up there at 255.87, even though it was down $1.30 on Wednesday. Your back months on feeder cattle were down 70 cents to down 92. Your March corn was up 4.5 cents at 4.18, which could have been some of the pressure on your feeder cattle board. They don't know what else to do. March beans down 1/2 cent a bushel at 11.40 1/4. And Kansas City hard red winter wheat for May was down 13 at 5.56 1/4. Thinking about some moisture falling across that part of the country. But your fat cattle trade has been extremely limited so far this week, especially on a direct basis. They did sell 400 in Iowa on Wednesday at 184, which would be right in there close to steady. Nebraska sold 300 at 182. That would be on the bottom side of steady, which steady was mostly 183, so they're all around it, but we haven't seen any significant trade take off yet. Nothing in the southern plains at all. Did have a fat cattle auction at Sioux Falls Regional Livestock in Worthing, South Dakota. You can view and bid that sale every week, and all the sales at Sioux Falls Regional on DVAuction.com. The conventional fat cattle sold steady at Sioux Falls. All the fat cattle steady for the most part, but conventional cattle selling from 180 to 184.5, and some of those prices on fat cattle up and over 1,600 pounds. Packers don't mind the giant fat cattle whenever they're short on numbers, right? How about program cattle, drug-free or non-implanted cattle, selling from 183 to 189.50 in a fat cattle brick and mortar auction market in Worthing, South Dakota, Sioux Falls Regional Livestock. Box beef cutout values were slightly higher, but not much. Choice cuts on Wednesday afternoon up 12 cents at 304.91. Selects up 22 cents at 295.09. Slaughter running behind, but has caught up from the big lag that it had on Monday. But through the first 3 days of this week, 362,000. That's down 10,000 from the same time a week ago. Down 14,000 from the same time a year ago. Talk about what else is going on. Stay Tough Fencing offers a broad variety of net wire fence designs and profiles, as well as barbed wire to cover all your containment or exclusion needs. Stay strong, stay tight, stay tough with Stay Tough Fencing, guys. Let's talk about your feeder cattle market, your real-time index based on an 800-pound cash auction steer collected through DVAuction there with Cattle Market Central up through your middle 12 states. Late in the day on Wednesday, sitting at 248.57. That was up 7 cents. It's just been washing right around there from 248 to 249, guys. The latest available CME cash feeder cattle index sitting at 246.90. Had a big day on Wednesday in Virginia. We had a breakfast meeting we went to. I ate about 8 times, I think, on Wednesday with Kitty Myers of BI. We had a breakfast meeting first thing there in where were we at? Somewhere around Virginia, Culpeper area there. Then we went to Stanton, Virginia. We had a lunch meeting there. Gave a presentation to a nice group of cattlemen right there. Got to see my old buddy Todd Weichert that owns the Stanton Union Stockyards facility right there. Met some really good friends there. Some cattle people that got deep roots out here in this part of the country, guys. And then we went over the hill and around the bush, and we went to West Virginia, Moorefield, West Virginia, to one of the fanciest venues I've ever been to in my life. And they had a great crowd there in Moorefield, West Virginia. Gave a presentation there and got a good reception from all those people, and enjoyed my day on Wednesday. I got an early flight back to civilization, at least Springfield, Missouri, and then headed down to Fort Worth later this week for the Felton Angus Ranch sale on Friday. It's going to be at the Superior facilities, but you can view and bid on DVAuction. That's 2 o'clock Central on Friday, Felton Angus Ranch. But here today on Thursday on DVAuction, it is Bull Sale Central, guys. All the big bull sales are going on right now, and we broadcast most of them. But Beaver Red Angus is having their bull sale, the spring sale, at 1 o'clock Central here today on Thursday, DVAuction.com. Check out all of our production sales on DVAuction, and we've flat got a ton of them, guys. How about your big feeder cattle auctions, commercial sales on Wednesday? OKC West, El Reno, Oklahoma, another DVAuction commercial auction broadcaster there. 9,400 head for their 2-day sale, with calves on Tuesday, feeders on Wednesday. The feeder steers were $3 to $6 higher. Feeder heifers mostly steady, and calves in El Reno sold $6 to $12 higher. I mean, they just keep gaining on them, guys. Stick out sale in El Reno was 54 steers, weighed 939 at 237. Wow. How about Winter Livestock in Dodge City, Kansas had 4,100 head for their Wednesday sale. The feeders were steady to $3 higher. Calves were steady to $4 lower than the active market they had a week ago. But a stick out deal in Dodge City was 124 steers, weighed 755 at 268 1/4, and I thought that was pretty good. Your NationalBeefWire stick out sale of the day was in western Oklahoma at Cherokee Sales Company. My buddy Jared Herman there, he's got the sale up in Mitchell, South Dakota, and the one in Cherokee, Oklahoma. Big sale in Cherokee, cattle coming off wheat there in western Oklahoma, 6,100 head. Big sale for them. Check out this automated market report that was higher and sharply higher than a week ago. But look at your best tested weights there. How about 5-weight steers? There were actually 7-weight steers, excuse me. It's mostly feeder weights coming off the wheat there. 550 head of 7-weight steers averaged 769 at 249.49. 825 head of 8-weight steers averaged 855 at 241.90. And there was 1,946 head of 9-weight steers in Cherokee, Oklahoma on Wednesday that had an average weight of 951 and a weighted average price of 224.10. Wow. How about the heifers in Cherokee? 296 head of 6-weight heifers, average 663 at 249.45. 367 head of 7-weight heifers, average 736 at 233.47. And nearly 700 head, 697 head of 8-weight heifers. It's hard to make a heifer weigh 8, guys. Those heifers had an average weight of 834 pounds and a weighted average price of $220.24. Good sale there at Cherokee Sales Company. How about some individual quotes from all around? Torrington Livestock Markets in Torrington, Wyoming sold 145 steers. They weighed 663 and bring 308. How about Hub City Livestock, longtime DVAuction broadcaster in Aberdeen, South Dakota? They sell 62 steers, weigh 771 at 270. But the most impressive quote that I saw anywhere on Wednesday, your Macrocin, no BS, top quote for the day, come out of Decorah Livestock Sales in Decorah, Iowa. It was some black steers there, lightweight peewee steers, 47 head of them, weighed 433 at 428. Pencil those out. That's your feeder flash for Thursday.
My name is Jeff Slatton with the Beaver County Stockyards. We run a large number of yearlings. This fall, Rodrigo with Ferropeas came to me and wanted me to try this product. Since then, our medicine bills went to nothing. This is not an antibiotic. It makes your cattle keep hydrated. It makes your antibiotics and your drugs work like they should. I feed quite a large amount of cattle, and I'm sending them to the feed yards, and every feed yard likes it now. We went from doctoring 40% of them last November to almost nothing. We're not having any bad eyes or foot rotters. It's eliminated tons of our problems. I would not buy a set of calves without using this. I think this has made me more money than any antibiotic or drug that I've ever used. This is not a paid advertisement. This is good stuff. If you want to make some money, buy you some little calves, use this Ferropeas and save a lot. I don't know what else to say, but it's the best product I've ever used.